This is a realistic conversation at school between the teacher and student. Listen it carefully and improve your English speaking and listening skills.
Good morning, Ryan. I'm glad you came a little early today because it gives us enough time to talk about your recent assignments and also discuss some things that might help you improve your study habits before the end of the term.
Good morning, Miss Parker. Yes, I wanted to come early because I felt I needed some extra guidance, especially after seeing the feedback you wrote on my last essay, which made me realize that I still have a lot of room to grow in both my writing skills and my time management.
I appreciate that kind of awareness, Ryan, because acknowledging where you need help is the first step toward actually improving. And I'd like to start by talking about your essay where you tried to analyze the main theme of the story. Although your ideas were strong, they sometimes felt disconnected from one another due to a lack of transitions and clear explanations.
Yes, I noticed that too when I reread the essay at home. And I think the problem is that when I write quickly, I sometimes assume the reader understands the connections in my mind, even though I haven't actually written them out clearly on the page.
That's very common, especially for students who are naturally good thinkers, but still developing their communication skills. And what might help you is taking a few minutes before writing to outline your thoughts in a simple list so that you can see the logical flow of your argument before starting the full paragraphs.
I think an outline would really help because usually I just start writing the introduction without thinking about the structure. And then I end up changing things halfway through, which makes the final result a bit messy and hard to follow.
Exactly. And organization is one of the major things that can make your writing feel more professional and easier to understand. And once you master that, your strong ideas will come across much more clearly to any reader, including your examiners in the future.
I understand, and I really want to develop that skill, especially since I know writing will be important in college and even later when I have a job where communication matters.
Speaking of college, have you thought more about what subjects you want to focus on next year? I ask because your interests seem to be shifting, and it's important to choose subjects that not only challenge you, but also motivate you to keep learning.
Actually, yes, I've been thinking a lot about that, and although I used to want to study engineering, lately I've become more interested in psychology because I enjoy learning about how people think and why they behave the way they do.
That's an interesting shift, and I think psychology could suit you well, especially because you're observant, thoughtful, and genuinely curious about human behavior, which are qualities that can help you succeed in that field.
Thank you, Miss Parker. I wasn't sure if I would be good at it, but hearing you say that makes me feel more confident that I can pursue it seriously.
Of course, and part of exploring new interests is trying different subjects, reading a variety of materials, and paying attention to which topics make you want to learn more, rather than just completing assignments because you have to.
That makes sense. And I think that's why I enjoyed our class discussion last week so much. When you asked everyone to analyze the character's behavior, I found myself wanting to speak more and share my thoughts, even though I'm usually quite shy.
I noticed that, and I was very proud of the way you contributed to the discussion, especially because you gave thoughtful explanations instead of quick answers, which is something not all students are comfortable doing.
Thank you, that means a lot. And I'd like to participate more often, even though I sometimes worry that my answers won't sound as good as other students'.
Don't compare yourself to others too much, Ryan, because every student has a unique voice, and what matters most is the effort you put into expressing your ideas clearly and respectfully. Over time, your confidence will naturally grow.
I'll try to remember that, and I hope that with more practice, I'll get used to speaking up without feeling nervous each time.
You will. And one thing that might help is preparing a few points before class discussions, even if it's just jotting down a sentence or two in your notebook, so that when the moment comes, you already have something ready to say.
That's a great idea. Sometimes the reason I stay quiet is because I need more time to organize my thoughts. But if I prepare in advance, I think I'll feel more comfortable sharing.
Exactly. And preparation is a skill that helps in many areas: writing, public speaking, studying for exams, and even managing your daily responsibilities. And the sooner you start practicing it consistently, the better you'll perform academically and personally.
I agree, and lately I've realized that I need to be more responsible with my study schedule because I sometimes procrastinate and then feel stressed when deadlines come too close.
Procrastination is something almost every student struggles with, but it becomes easier to manage when you break your tasks into smaller pieces and set realistic goals for each day, rather than trying to finish everything at once.
I actually tried that last week, and it helped me finish my history homework without rushing. So I think I'll start using that method more regularly.
That's wonderful to hear, Ryan. And if you keep practicing these habits, you'll gradually build a stronger sense of discipline, which will help you not only in school, but throughout your life.
Thank you, Miss Parker. I really appreciate your guidance, and I always feel motivated after talking with you because your advice makes things feel clearer and more manageable.
I'm glad to hear that, Ryan. And remember that I'm always here to support you, whether it's with writing, studying, choosing subjects, or simply talking about your goals and concerns.
That means a lot, and I'll definitely keep coming to you whenever I need help or feel uncertain about something.
Good. And now that we've talked about your progress, let's make a simple plan. This week, try writing an outline for your next essay, prepare 2 points for class discussion, and create a small daily study schedule. Next time we meet, we can review how it went.
That sounds like a solid plan, and I'll do my best to follow it because I really want to keep improving and become more confident in my abilities.
I have no doubt you will, Ryan. You're capable, hardworking, and willing to learn, and those qualities will take you far if you keep nurturing them.
Thank you again, Miss Parker. I truly appreciate everything you've taught me, and I feel much more prepared to handle the challenges ahead.
Subscribe English Paper to learn English.